Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Queen of the Dead here. Today I wanted to talk about one of my hobbies, and that hobby would be VTubers. So, I know there's some of you who have watched a couple of my videos who are probably wondering, what the heck is a VTuber? Well, I will tell you. Well, those two are VTubers up on the wall there, that fan art there. So what a VTuber is, they are a content creator who, instead of showing their face, they will use a virtual model that is basically an anime character. And it could be anything you want. I mean, anything. Why people become VTubers? There's quite a few reasons. The big one is anonymity. If you don't show your face, nobody can find you. It's it's fairly simple. There's other reasons like social anxiety and stuff like that. Some people just aren't able to leave their houses for one reason or another, and they want to reach out to people, but they don't want to show their face, so they'll become a VTuber. In terms of how it works, there's two terms you need to understand. There's the mama and the papa. So what's a mama? Well, a mama is the artist. They are the one in charge of, well, they draw your character however you like your character to be drawn. And I'm gonna repeat this a couple times. This takes time. It could take anywhere from like a week or two, or over a year, depending on what you want to put into your character. And then there's the papa. Papas are riggers. What they do is they will take the character and they will rig them, essentially bring them to life using a program like, say, Live 2D. That is a very common one in the VTuber community that is used. And they have to imagine what the bone structure looks like in order to fully put your character together that way. And so for programs like Live 2D, you can just what they'll do is they'll have their a VTuber will have a computer that is doing the streaming thing, and they will have a phone set up that has Live 2D active on it, which will connect to the computer, and that's how people will see you as a VTuber. It is probably a lot more complicated than what I was able to explain. I'm not really the best to explain this. I'm just explaining to the best of my ability. And yeah, they'll hold it up on something like the tripod I'm currently holding my phone on in order to record this. Only it does not stand on the ground. I mean, it probably would. Who knows? So depending on what you want for your character, or for your VTuber, or model, it could take anywhere from it could take a long time just to put it all together. Especially with more stuff, the more stuff you want to have added on. And that is not cheap at all. Like, one of the biggest VTubers out there, her name is Iron Mouse. She has mentioned before in a Q&A at a convention that one of her models, the art took both of the art, drawing it, and the rigging of it, put together, 10 grand in US dollars. That is a lot. Just saying right now, that is a lot. I'm Canadian, but that's still a lot. So yeah, and when it comes to being a VTuber, there's different ways you can go about it. You can be an independent VTuber. You do not have a company. You just stream. You're just doing it as it is. You might have some help from. You might have like a manager or someone along those lines to help you out, but that's pretty much it. Everything comes out of your pocket, but you have free reign of your character. You have free reign of your IP, and that's pretty much it. You can also join an agency. There are a few corporate agencies that they will pay you to stream. They will help. Depending on how good the company is, they will cover all the costs. That's for everything. That includes the model, streaming, merch, stuff like that. But the thing is, depending on the company, will depend on how much you can actually do as a VTuber working under them. And if you leave, which is called graduating, they will get to keep the IP, depending on the company. So there are pros and cons to being an independent VTuber, and there's pros and cons to being a corporate VTuber. It just depends on how you feel. So I myself want to try to be a VTuber at some point. I already have a character idea in mind. I have a friend of mine who drew concept art for this character. But it's going to take a long while before she's ready to be shown to the world. And probably not going to be cheap, let's be real. So there are going to be a couple of videos that I might make in the future that talk about a few controversies, because every industry has its controversies. And because of how new the VTubing industry is, it is relatively new. It started in the mid-2010s and was made popular by a Japanese VTuber by the name of Kazuna Ai. You may or may not have heard of her. I don't know if you have. Let me know in the comments if you have. But yeah, she's the one that coined the term VTuber, virtual YouTuber. And it slowly started getting some popularity, and then 2020 happened. We all know what happened in 2020. And a few, two major VTuber agencies by the name of Hololive and Nijisanji popped up, and they started growing, and Japanese VTubers started becoming really popular. A bit of a history of VTubing is it's sort of based off of the J-pop idol craze, which is kind of its own worms that I'm not familiar with and I'm not fully going into. And then eventually, over time, it started branching out of Japan and going into the West. So you have Western agencies like Face Connect is a pretty big one. And yeah, a lot of people in different countries, different languages, different types of VTuber models. I've heard of a VTuber that is a firearm with googly eyes. Yes, that was a thing. I don't know if they are still doing that. I don't really know them. But yeah, you could literally be anything. It just takes a lot of effort. So, that's about it. Feel free to like this video, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you say anything about this. I'll be back later with some other videos at some point. Later!